Okay, so welcome to part 2. And now we're going to take the two rules that we just did with changing from a radical to a rational exponent and a rational exponent to a radical, and we're going to use that to simplify. So let's go ahead and get started here. So on this problem, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, one, how to look at it in terms of, again, the radical. So I have 16k squared. It is power over root, so that means that it is the square root cubed. Okay, now if I just take what's underneath this inside here and I just simplify that. One is, we know the square root of 16 is 4, and the square root of k squared is just k. Now I'm going to cube that, and I get 64k cubed. Okay, so that's one way to do it. The next is, for some of you guys, you might can just think your way through it. One is, what is the square root of 16? It's 4. What's 4 cubed? It's 64. Very simple to do in your head. Now, in terms of the power to a power, remember the rule when you do a power to a power is just to multiply. In this case, the 2's are going to cancel and you're just going to get a 3. Okay, so remember the numbers work different than the variables. Okay, so let's go on. So in this case, if I did it as a radical, it would mean the square root of 100b squared, which the square root of 100 is 10. The square root of b squared is b. Final answer. Now, let me show you again how I like to do it. I'm just going to look at the power to a root. I want the cube root of 8. That is 2. 2 squared is 4. And I can do that in my head. If you can't, write it out. Now, in terms of my variables, it is a power to a power. So I have got a multiplication of fractions, and I'm going to get 6. So this is a 6. Okay? Next one. This means the square root of. So the square root of 81 is 9. The square root of x squared is x. Or again, if I just multiply those two, I'm going to get an x. Okay? I'm just going to multiply. So I get x4. Now, I want to take a minute and also kind of back up and look at a couple of things on this one, because I do have x12. This is a 3. If you see it written this way, okay, then all you do need to do is divide. 12 divided by 3, 4, x4. Okay, very simple. The square root of 36 would be 6. And again, 1/2 times 6 would be an M3. 27. I want the 5th root of 32. Okay, if you can't think of that, you can put it in your calculator. But that would be a 5. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. So that is 2. Now I'm going to do my multiplication. 5 times 2/5 is just 2. I'm done. Okay. 28. Power to a power, I just need to multiply. 1/4 of 16 is 4. Final, power to a power. We're just going to multiply. I get k. And the last one, 1/2 would mean square root of, so the square root of 25 is 5. Multiplication, so n squared, and I'm done. Okay, final answer, and that is using your rational exponents to simplify expressions.